Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Our Kings were here. Josh Padley. Josh, you know what, when I saw the news, I just went, you know what a story. I remember when, it's about 18 months ago, I think you were trying to get a fight with Reece Mould and things like that. You've gone to Wembley, beat His Excellency's favourite in Mark Chamberlain, and now you get a call at a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter on 4 days' notice. What sort of emotions are going through your head when you get a call saying, fancy Shakur Stevenson at late notice?
I mean, when as soon as the world title opportunity got mentioned on the phone, obviously as every boxer's dream should be, obviously that's the pinnacle of the sport. So you get pretty excited when you hear world title shot. Given it with 4 days' notice, obviously it's a bit of a push, but like I say, I stay dedicated and disciplined to the sport, so we've managed to pull it off.
Incredible. In terms of how prepared you can be for this, what was your sort of routine? I know you've done a lot of interviews, so I'm sorry if you're repeating yourself, but I think people have got to understand where you're sort of bouncing in from. You were working at the time, you're an electrician, I believe, by trade, and you were currently working when this was all happening.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday were just my regular day-to-day. Obviously, I have a day job, but obviously I still do train 4 or 5 times a week out of camp, and then obviously 6 times in camp. But even though obviously I've got a day job, my priority is boxing. My life evolves around boxing and stuff like that. So, but yeah, day to day is electrician.
Following the Mark Chamberlain win, did you expect a call a bit sooner? Because you put on a display where I think you and your close circle won't have been surprised. But I think for maybe the outside who saw the run that Chamberlain was on, they thought it might be competitive. But I think, in all honesty, people were obviously edging towards him as a favourite in that. Are you surprised you hadn't had a call about another fight in between?
Yeah, we've had a few little calls, but we were hoping to get signed, obviously, to a promoter, yeah, so obviously we could then work with someone and someone's backing you, building you and sort of thing, but that never really materialised. I must not have made a big enough statement with the Mark Chamberlain fight. So, obviously, and then obviously we thought, with the Riyadh season, it's always meant to be a winner stays on sort of thing, and then that didn't really develop. That's the saying, as you would, wouldn't it? But then here we are, Tuesday night, phone call, Riyadh season's back on the card, so it has been a case of winner stays on.
How do you sort of feel mentally, physically? I know you only got in, I think, at 7 a.m, something like that?
7 a.m, yeah. Landed here in Riyadh at 7 a.m. this morning, a few hours sleep, and then it's been an absolute manic day, press conferences and everything, so.
I know this sort of part of the gig, the talking to the media and stuff, it's sort of part of the week, but I'm sure years ago you'd have been dreaming for events like this. You come in here, you're on the big stage, like I said, with pound for pound greats, and look, you still have aspirations to get there, and look, Saturday night you could flip the script on the whole boxing world off 4 days' notice. So how does that sort of marry up? Are you excited? Are you buzzing? Is it tired? How is it?
Now, even though I've had about 4 hours sleep, obviously that's not there, because obviously the excitement that Saturday night, all being well, getting the weight of it done tomorrow, I'm boxing for a world title, you know what I mean, on 4 days' notice, which is just crazy. So imagine I'm going to go in there and try my hardest to upset all the odds and everything. Imagine pulling this off, 4 days' notice, freeweight world champion.
I'm going to say, I know you, as the fighter, have you allowed yourself to think about that and how much your life's changed anyway? I have to say, I think your life has now, hopefully, you know, God willing, don't know your financial, but I'm assuming you're getting nicely rewarded for basically making sure he can have the fight and obviously saving part of the show, because it was a huge fight. You're not bottom of the card. I think your third fight, the one before Parker and thingy, have you sort of allowed yourself to think, what if I can do this? What if I pull this off?
I mean, that's what I'm aiming to do. Obviously, that's the first thought that come across my head is I'm going to go in there to win. I'm not coming in there just to take part or get a little, like say, payday. I'm not doing anything. I'm coming to win that belt, because what's going to come after winning that belt is definitely going to change my life.
Have you sort of gone into this though with look, there isn't really much pressure on you coming in here. You can sort of, I don't want to say enjoy your time here, because there's business. You as a fighter, you know there's a geezer across the ring for you on Saturday who's world level, elite level. But you sort of go into this with, look, you have the pressure. Pressure's on you. I'll go about my work and get this job done.
Yeah, I honestly don't feel any pressure for it at all. Same instance as the Chamberlain fight. If you read most of the comments or whatever or anything online, Josh Padley, people want me to win just out of the liking my personality and obviously the story. But as far as if you we're asking people to bet the money, they wouldn't be betting on me. So there's no pressure on me because everybody's already expecting me to lose, but that is not what I'm going to do.
Absolutely. Now, how did your, obviously I know you team here, but how have your sort of family, I know your fiance's how did they react to the news? Is it sort of a big commotion? And I heard you say off camera, you've got like over 10 people coming out here for you.
15 coming out. I booked my flights yesterday at 1 o'clock and they were booking their flights about an hour later. So obviously a short notice, but there's 15 coming out.
Does that mean like more to you sometimes than all the other crap that comes with boxing? Because on 3 days' notice, just for you to be here is enough, or 4 days. But to have all them people come for you, I say all them people, but it's a long way and it costs a lot of money. You must be over the moon with your support. I know you're like the humble you had from Yorkshire, but it must mean a lot.
Yeah, it's the same people that have been with me right from the amateur game, going and watching me in working men's clubs, do you know what I mean? So they've come all the way through, and obviously we still talk about Wembley. Only last week some of my friends were around talking about Wembley and the whole experience of it, and here they are, they're flying out to Riyadh.
Did you have in the back of your mind, because I think, you know, sometimes when a fighter gets pulled out and there's a replacement, I think the guy who's still in the fight can either get complacent or not, but Shakur's openly said, this boy ain't going to fight. He's openly said that, and I feel like he wasn't surprised by this. The open workout, big smile on his face. He was like, I didn't think he was going to. Like, he's told Eddie at the press conference apparently in London, he ain't going to be there. And then when he came here, he goes, still what happened? So are you sort of in that motion of, well, you know, you're getting a fully prepared, a fully up to speed Shakur Stevenson as well?
Yeah, obviously he's had a full camp for it, and he's obviously in the same instance people are obviously discrediting me. They're also going to be expecting him to get the job done even faster and more impressive, and obviously prove that there's levels to this, but obviously I'm going to be in there doing everything I can to prove that I'm on that level as well.
100%. Look, I think you'll have a bit of talking to at this press conference, I'm sure, anyway, so I ain't going to keep you any longer. Do you have a message for the people who maybe can't come out here but have got you back, supported you through the Chamberlain camp and victory, and will be supporting you from back home? Yeah,
there'll be a few, obviously. A lot of friends and family have all been on phone, texting and stuff. They'll all be like watching at home, supporting that way, even though they couldn't get out. Like say, 4 days' notice is not a lot to expect people to come out to Riyadh as well, 10 hours away. But yeah, thank you for everyone who's obviously followed the journey and be watching and tuning in at home.
Well, look, Josh, we wish you nothing but the best. What an opportunity, and an opportunity for you to also as well show the world what you can do as well. And I think that's a big thing that people talk about Shakur in there. Yes, so they should. But you're there and you're a game opponent and you're here to do a job. And you're ranked as well. I think people are forgetting that you're ranked and ready to rock. All the best, and we'll catch up after the fight.
Thank you, appreciate it.